I'm alright, mate. How are you? Oh, you donut. Uh, and,
Right,
and also, why you sort that out, Pines needs an invite.
right. Well, I just did that whole intro with no audio included. I wouldn't have known if Pines didn't say his comms dead in the chat. Pines, you can join. You should be able to join yourself tonight because we've got a full grid. I believe the lobby's on friends only because of that. But I will anyway lob you an invite anyway. But yeah, Locker. Looking forward to tonight's race. Obviously, we've both had our goes around Hungary. I'm going to be honest, it was quite difficult for myself. I don't know about you, but looking
Ye-
forward to a good session.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this. But yeah, myself on Wednesday had a bit of a horrible time, not going to lie. Not one of my bests. But somehow still frauded a few points. But yeah, we'll see what tonight brings. Obviously, you got the usual places where you could see people invalidating, going wide, maybe crashing out like the turn fours, etc. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the tier 2 guys can do following on from 3 and 1.
Yeah, it looks like Pines has gone back onto TT mode. He needs to get his setup saved, so he's just quickly backed out. He should be back in soon. But yeah, as the drivers come out onto the track, then let's get ready for a good Q1 session. I'm sure it's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, we've got the first guy on the hot lap is More Leader, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is the cousin of our Alpha Tauri man, Mr. Tiddlewink. So he's going to be the first one to sort of set the benchmark. Very lucky not to invalidate there, coming at the end of Sector 2. And the new special one.
Yeah, the new design. I was going to say as well. The on the McLaren, looking very, very nice on the cameras. And I think there you go. Pines has rejoined. Let's see what more leader can now produce.
17-4. It's a good solid banker that is for his first run, I believe. Oh, Bolly only just beats it, and then Yorkie puts in the 17-2. I believe the only three reserves we've got tonight is LWS Yorkie, who's filling in for TJM at Aston Martin. We've got More Leader filling in for Snedden. So a couple of the championship runners not here tonight. Who else have we got? I should know. I've given them the seats. Groovy Tunes at Red Bull filling in for Lemming.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he can do. He hasn't raced since I believe hasn't raced since I think Miami Groovy Tunes. So he's hasn't had a lot of track action, but he's back tonight in the Red Bull. So we'll see what he can produce. He did get a podium in Miami when he raced before, and early on Nigel Piggle, the only man in the 16s at the moment, with a 16.9. But as you've already said, Locker, Snedden and TJ, second and third in the championship standings, both not racing tonight, which Pines will be looking to take extreme advantage on that. And also we've got midfield Maestro, who is just starting to maybe slip off a bit, but he's up in second place, and will be another one that will definitely want to take advantage of those two not racing tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think both TJM, he won't mind me saying he's sort of shocked, I'd say shocked a few, being up as high as he is. Sort of similar to me, he's had his best season yet. But unfortunately, I think from his point of view, the game's just not there at the minute, and he just needs a break. Hopefully we see him back either next week or soon. But yeah, good opportunity for the likes of Pines to get back up there.
Yeah, well, great opportunity for him to pull away even further. He's, I believe, now 17 points ahead at the top. So if he gets another win today, that would be great for him. Phenom now coming through. And he's a man that's really found form lately, actually. He did have a win for the first 10-11 races. Got one at Austria. and got another podium last week as well in France. And at the moment, he's gone quickest with a 16.7. Someone that's really found some form in the last few races, and he's put himself actually up to about 5th or 6th in the standings. Could be a late charger for maybe a championship fight.
He could be, and obviously as we've seen from the standings as well, it's very tight up at sort of the top 5, 6, 7. Very, very tight. So one mistake from any of them guys could, jeopardise them, lose them quite a few points. But I think this has been the closest sort of battle on all tiers. Obviously in tier 1 we've got Fungus just absolutely romping it away. But I still think you'll win that one.
Yeah, good mate.
And then we've got tier 3, obviously Diamond. Again, another Ferrari. Who's just, as much as I'm trying, he's just been unstoppable.
Yeah, he does really like this game, it has to be said. I don't think on the pace of last game and last season we would have expected him to be that far ahead of the rest, but he just seemed, well, no disrespect to Fungus actually, but he was nowhere near as quick last season than what he's been this season. So it just all depends on how different drivers get used to the game. Yeah, Phenom still with a 16.7 at the moment. Another person that's up there in the standings though is Shadows, just a bit behind, I believe, TJ, and he's 14th at the moment. So he'll want to have another good lap as we count down the minutes left in this session.
Yeah, which can't see because of the yellow flags. But yeah, I think Shadows is more than capable of getting at least a few more tenths out of that lap time. Put himself in the mixer. Yeah, I think I'm not normally good at calling these things, but I'm gonna say a cut-off time is going to be low to mid 117s in this Q1. Like I say, I'm not very good at judging it, not very good at calling it, but that's what I think.
Yeah, as Yorkie's retired, I don't know whether that. I think that's in the must be in the pits. I can't see any yellow flags up, so that's an early call. Should be okay. I think. I personally think that cut-off's going to be around Borley CTX. That 17.4 kind of time. I reckon is going to be where it is.
Hey, we agree. Oh, and we have got yellows in at turn 4. It's Ashy. Ooh, got no front wing. So he needs... I mean, I know the pain of that corner as well. That was where I absolutely bent it on Wednesday. Crashed out. I think it was my first Q1 exit for a while.
Yeah, it really is making a lot of people slip up. I've seen multiple people in across tier 3 and tier 1 going round at turn 4. To just get on the curb and just go flying. It's really one of those, even on full traction, where you can just go around and lose the back end. Squid, no time again for him. He invalidates. He needs to be careful here that he gets a timing in time. Eagle 19th in the AlphaTauri, coming around now, and Valente on his outlap. The people that haven't set times. Just wondering where Eagle can put this, because he's another driver on his day that can be right up there.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously Eagle's just gone purple sector 2 as well. Whether that's a personal best or the actual session best, we don't know. But it's looking a nice tidy lap from when I've got on board with him. Well, he comes across the line now. 16.8 goes up into P3. I think that should be more than enough to see him into Q2.
Yeah, no, definitely a great lap there from Eagle. I think that's actually a little bit faster than I might have actually thought, but yeah, very great lap there. Should definitely be safe with that. We've got then Valente on his lap. Squid now coming around. I don't know how good a 56. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be in the pits. Yeah, a bit too slow for a competitive time. He's going to have probably one more run with 7. Oh, and he just spun it in the pit, and I think that was an automatic reset to track. I don't think he did that himself, but
Yeah, it can do that to you sometimes. Jump on board with Valente, see what he can do. 55.3. Again, purple sector 2, but I'm getting gas. That's his own personal best.
going round now. Final corner, turn 14. Will go towards the line. Doesn't. Oh, and loses that back end. Only puts himself P18, so will have to come in again and try and get a quicker time in to get through in this Q1 session. I do still think at the moment, though, yeah, Locker, that sort of Orly CTX at 17.4 is probably going to be around the cut-off.
Yeah, we've got Silverside Boy coming across the line now with 6 attempts down. Yeah, looking at it, we said a few minutes ago that Yorkie was obviously the first one retire, thinking it was a bit early, but I do think, obviously not biased because it's Aston Martin of course, but for tonight, but I do think he will actually be safe with his 17.2.
Yeah, I think just about probably will be. I think he'll definitely drop into the 10th and below, but I do think he's okay. There's another yellow flag out, and I believe, is it Ashy again? Yeah, it is. Ashy's not liking the track at the moment, and I kind of know how he feels last night. Whenever I was trying to really push the car, especially on no traction, it just felt like it was just going to fly off all the time. So maybe he just needs to get used to the aerodynamics. It might actually pay around here to have a bit more rear than front wing, because you want that extra rear stability around here as much as you want obviously the turn in for the front.
Yeah.
Very difficult track to get the setup correctly. So yeah, we'll see how he does now, but it's like that around the rest of the lap. I don't think it's going to be too good for him.
Yeah, I think personally, my setup felt fine on Wednesday when I was racing. I just had a shocker. Just don't know why. It's just one of them days for me, I think. But yeah, setup is key around here. It's very difficult. Tactical track, obviously only one real overtaking opportunity down into turn 1 and maybe down into turn 3 as well.
Yeah, I would say we saw it in real life with a couple of years ago, Alonso defending Hamilton in a much slower car. So you definitely, if you can position your car around here, you can definitely keep some positions. Definitely difficult to overtake. And Squid once again invalidating. He's got 4 minutes left now. But just a little shout out to Legends in the Haas now, up to P4. It was a good time with a 16.8 there.
Yeah, very good. Very good time. I think this is his 2nd or 3rd race with us. Only been with us a few weeks. Sort of settling in. What I already know as well, with being obviously tier ahead of these guys, he wants to race as much as he possibly can. So, and that's what we like to see from the reserves, of course.
Squid getting this lap a bit more hooked up here. It all depends of how well he can hold it around the final sector. He's got enough battery to get there as he comes round now turn 13, and it's finally going to be turn 14 for the Mercedes. Is it going to be quick enough though to get him out of that drop zone? I think it's just going to be okay. It is. Yeah. P8 has finally got the lap in. It's a good one at that.
It is. Yeah, I think that should see him through. I mean, we called it earlier around about the 17.4 mark as the cut-off, and that's currently what it is. With Groove Tunes in P15 currently on a 17.4 himself. So it's going to be... But I think you've got people in that drop zone, like the likes of Shadows, Valente, they can definitely improve by 3-4 attempts on the day maybe.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's actually safe yet. If in fact, actually, I'm looking at the drivers that are down there. You've got Silverside Boy, Groovy Tunes, Groundsy, Tiddlywink, Shadow. I'm not even too sure if Yorkie will be safe this rate. Oh no, and Groundsy just been
Ah,
riding on board with him. What someone that I really thought was going to do well tonight, and that is definitely a Twitter curse, as I did include him tonight in the tweet,
well
and
done.
he is out in Q1, losing it at the last corner. And yeah, that Twitter curse is definitely real, Locker.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna have to give him a big. Ooh. The squid come in the pit sliding about. We got Yorkie in the chat saying he bleeped it, retiring pretty early. And like we both said at the time, it was quite an early retirement, just on the one lap. I mean, I know we've got like Squid. A big shout out to him as well. Squid. He does like to do the one lap and retire normally on a Wednesday night, but he got himself into in Q3 for the first. I think it's the first time on Wednesday.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
And managed to get himself, I think it was P5 in the end, he ended up getting himself, so big shout out to him.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Yorkie, I think, a bit worried in the chat here. He knows the people that are behind him, and has he retired too early? As midfield maestro, even retired too early. We're going to wait and see now, as we've got Shadow coming around it on slow lap. Tiddlywink is out on a fast lap now.
Yeah.
Ashley on an out lap, and yeah, everyone now onto him.
Yeah, just coming onto board with Silside, but he's just coming across the line. He was about a tenth up going through sector 2. Comes across the line, gains a couple of attempts on his time for a 17 flat, so should see him through. But then again, we've got the likes of Shadows, Belente, even Tiddlewink on his day. He could be up there, so we'll see what these guys can do in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. Groovy Tunes is going to be the last person across the line. So Tiddlywink, the flag is out, and he's not through, so he is out.
Shadows is invalidated, so he's out.
I do think, at this rate, that Yorkie is just about going to survive. Here comes Belente. More leader can't improve, so he's on the cusp. Can Belente knock out more leader? He can't. No, he's going to start in P20. So yeah, I think that's it. That's your Q1.
Yeah. So we both doubted him early, very early retirements, just after the one lap. But Yorkie has found himself into Q2. Yeah, quite close times in the midfield, as you can see. From about got Nigel Piggle in P6 with a 16.9, and then down to his teammate for the evening in P13 with Yorkie with a 17.2. So quite close in the midfield.
Yeah, I think so too. And we can take some praise, Lockers. We've called it. There's that cut off, 17.4.
Indeed.
In the chat, we've redeemed a drink. Piggles redeemed your drink. Yorkie's redeemed my drink. So we will get that sorted right now. Don't you worry about that. Scotsman is in the chat on a Friday. Great to see it. And Crosscarry's in the chat as well. Evening to you, lads. Yorkie, no stress, never had a doubt. Well, I think that's a bit of a fib there, Yorkie. I think you had a bit of brown pants near the end of that, but that's all we'll say on that matter.
Yeah. But yeah, any sort of shocks there for you? As we obviously wait for the classification to come up, any shocks for you there? Who's gone through, who's gone out?
Well, yeah, definitely. I think obviously Groundsy won this race last season, I should say, in Tier 2. So him spinning out in Q1 won't be great for him. And also, Shadows has been in great form in consistent form throughout the season. He had that win at Monaco. He's down in 19th as well. So yeah, I think those two I would have expected to get through, but nevertheless they are out. And Groovy Tunes and More Leader just about getting through at the end there in 14th and 15th. If I had to give a little shout out to anyone in that Q1, I think it's got to be Legends in P4.
Yeah, definitely. As we go through the guys who have actually gone out, so we've got Belente, who's going to have to got a big job on his hands coming from right at the back of the grid, and then we got Shadows, Tiddlewink, Ashy, and Groundsy. The rest of the eliminations from Q1. So we'll see how Q2 goes. I'm expecting another good session. Whether it's dry, wet, who knows? We shall soon see.
Yeah. Tiddlewink in the chat says that Gary spun in front of him, ruined his lap. So that's maybe why he's not through to Q2 potentially. Gary trying to defend himself that it wasn't him. We'd love to see that in the chat. He clearly span out on purpose just to spite you, Tiddlewink. Nice comment there from Mr. Lowface. Oh look, and look who's just popped up in the chat locker.
He's there. I've had to message her, Anna. Come say hello. Pedalwink, Peggle, down. Gets very excited when she pops in the chat. Mr. Piggle does.
Although he's even giving a little Mr. Locker. Sorry, Mr. Locker. A little apology to you there. But yeah. Get heart. Go on, let's go on. Let's get hearts in the chat for Mrs. Locker, everyone. If you're listening, let's get them in there.
How's the
you
dog?
missed. Yeah, how's the dog, mate? How's the dog?
Sleep.
Right.
Yeah, just while we're waiting for guys set the lap, we've got Shadows. Did a practice earlier, set a 17.3. As soon as saw Peggle set a 16.8 or whatever, I thought, bleep.
Thank you, Lolface. He's done what I asked.
Oh, the lol face.
Right, who's going to be first then? Is it
Mr.
Oh,
Yorkie.
look, it's this Mr. Yorkie. I hope he's changed his underpants from Q1. He can go again now in Q2.
Yeah, want to take us through this lap? Obviously I'm on board with him now.
Yeah, no, go for it. That's fine. I'll go with that. So, yeah, down to turn one. Then comes Yorkie in the Aston Martin tonight. Gets on the throttle now. And it's not really a corner, it's a little kink there after turn one towards turn two. Brake around just before the 50-metre ball. Swing it in left-hand side. Straighten the car up on the throttle. We go towards turn three. Not quite full out there. You can lose the back end, but up the hill we go now towards the fast and blind turn four. And now into the right-hand return five. Don't hit that inside curb because it will send you spinning around. And just before the 50-metre board, then 6 and 7, a little chicane coming now to the end of sector 2 through 7 and then 8. And then this is where you've got a good run here as well. Turns 9 and 10. Don't want to lift off too much. Want to get the turn in right. And towards the end of sector 2, ends 55-1 there for Yorkie. Down then towards turn 12. And now this left-hander turn 13. Another really harsh one on the tyres. You've got to make sure you get your pressures right around here. Well, you have overheating in the race especially. And now around turn 14, towards the line he goes. LWS Yorkie, what's he going to put in? 17.3 starts us off.
Yeah, midfield master is going to be the next one to set us a time. What's he got? Wow, just blows Yorkie's time out the water. Goes with a 16.7. And Squid goes even faster.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, Squid's one of those drivers that, you know, he can put a good lap in when he wants, but it sort of comes down to the races. It's not been his strong point, if I can say so, this season. But yeah, he's great time there. His Phenom does beat it though by about a tenth.
Yeah. Again, going back to what you said during Q1, sorry, Phenom on his day, he can be right up there. I think on average he's been sort of unlucky from the races I've been watching during the races, but I think on his day he can challenge the likes of sort of, I want to say Piggle and Pines, and speaking of Pines, goes across the line with a 16.5.
Yeah, well, I think today's going to be a real test for Pines. He's been in good form recently. We do know that he is prone to a little unforced error, shall we say, and around here, that can definitely happen, as we've seen lots of spinners in the last couple of races.
Yeah,
So if he can keep it on track today, I think he'll be looking good, really, for the rest of the season. He'll definitely want to keep it on track today, as he want to extend that championship lead.
yeah, exactly. Especially with the likes of Snedden and TJM not being here tonight, he want to capitalise on that and get himself as many points as he possibly can.
That's it. Cross Kerry in the chat. Gary absolutely rapid with that lap. A 1:35, almost 19 seconds off the pole lap. Oh, as Groovy Tunes almost takes a spin in the chicane, but keeps it together.
Yeah, I'll jump on board with him now. He's going to be the last one to set as a first banker. Oh, he's actually pulled out by the loops of it. Yeah, he's pulled out of this lap. So whether he's just trying to save his battery, go again, or just going dive into the pits.
Yeah, I would expect diving into the pits. I don't think he'll get around a full lap on 60% battery. I think he'll be at around 0 come the end, but he is going again, so fair play to him. Piggle in the chat saying use tyres for the win. Really on a use set, then down 11th place at the moment. And yeah.
Gary, calm down. Spun, and then his next message, you bleep.
Oh, Gary, you know it's a joke. Come on.
Yeah, let's see if what Groovy Juice can do. I think he's one of the he's going to be the next one. He does go purple in sector 1. Obviously dropped down from tier 1, so we know he's got the pace, obviously being in tier 1 in the first place. As I think his teammate, what I can see on the radar, has had a spin on the finish straight.
Yeah, Ginny Vane pirouetting at turn 14. He's at P7 at the moment, so he's in the top 10. But I think that's surely going to be challenged come the end of the session. Groovy Tunes now come towards the end of the lap. Can he get into the 16s? He basically needs to get inside the top 10 for now. He comes around turn 14. What would he do? He comes towards the lights in the 17s.
Yeah, only a 17.5. So yeah, he'll definitely be looking to go again. Who else have we got out there? Yorkie coming around the final turn now. Well, that's definitely glitched because we were saying he was on a 2-minute hot lap, so he's just going again. Juno Vane, he looks like he's further on the track on the lap.
Yeah, I don't know how quick Junu's time will be, though, yeah, because he did spin at turn 14. He wouldn't have got a good run going down the main straight. Gary said he's safe with that time. Yeah, I definitely think so as well.
Yeah, just retire now, Gary. 100% safe with that, mate.
He'll be free. But yeah, I don't think anyone else is out on track apart from Yorkie. It looks like he might own 3 runs in this Q2 session.
Yeah. See what his split time is coming around sector 2 now as he comes to it. 4 temps up, so he'll just, obviously on the same pace, he'll just creep inside that top 10. So yeah, like you just said, I think he's going to have another run after this. Does come across the line now and actually goes P5, 16.7. So
yeah, great time there for Yorkie inside the top 5. I do feel like he's going to have to go out again. If you just look from where he is, basically a 16.8 to the cut-off. It's only 2 temps. As was that Nigel Piggle then?
yeah,
Really on a fresh set now, goes up into second place.
yeah. I mean, looking at the sort of first runs, second for a couple of them. What you saying as a cut-off point this time?
Ooh. I actually, despite him putting that time in, I'm looking at the guys that are actually in the drop zone, what I think they can probably achieve. I think maybe about Eagle. I think that kind of around in between Yorkie and Eagle, I think is going to be very close. I think Junior's got more in him. Stiffmeister, I think, has. Gary, I think, has as well. So it all depends if they can get good laps in. I would probably have to go with about seventh, where where Eagle is at the moment, around a 16.8.
Yeah, we've got Silverside Boy now just starting a lap. What else have we got? Is there anybody else actually on a lap who's a bit further around? Try and have a look on the map. No, I don't think so. So Silverside Boy's going to get all the camera time for a little bit.
Yeah. Borlia did go off actually down at on his outlap. I don't think he's got any damage. He'll just need to get those tyres cooled down until he goes on to his next run. But yeah, we'll go obviously back to Silverside Boy, 10th up through sector 1.
Validated.
Oh, Gary.
Good old Gary. Want to try and recharge as much battery as you can. Yeah, have we got anybody else? His teammate for the evening, more leader. We both give a big shout out to in Q1, down there in 11th at the moment. And I think he's got a good couple of attempts left in him as well. Got Cross Cree in the chat, Gary in the mud, absolute fraud.
He's back in the pits. He clearly wants to get another fresh set with 3 minutes to go. He would have time for one more lap. Groovy Tune's still in the pits. Junu Vane's still in the pits. It looks like from Yorkie upwards. Well, no, actually, Squid's gone out. Pines has gone out. There's still time for all these guys to come out. Whether people like Piggle and Phenom will think they will want to maybe save a set of tyres, I personally think they're through that top kind of 4, but we should wait and see.
Yeah, I think the top 4, 5 currently as it stands, I think, same as you, they will be safe. We've got more leader now just coming around turn 14. There's a little cheeky toe. Puts himself into P8 with a 16.9. Again, it's very tight in sort of that midfield bracket.
Yeah, like you say, Locker's so tight. I think he only improved there by less than a tenth, 93 thousandths, I think, and he's gone up into 8th place. So it's fine margins. Midfield Maestro then, the first one to act and is retired, so he thinks he's safe. I think I would agree with him. Up in there, going up to 3rd is Eagle. He's probably safe now. Yorkie down to 7th in the pits. Only 2 minutes left. He's got time to still come out. I don't know if he's got the tyres though. That's the only thing. We've also got Legends, who is he's 10 seconds down. Groovy Tunes on an outlap. Got anyone close? I think, here we go, Borley is 35 thousandths down through sector 2 and will be the next one to set a respectable time. Who's that gone up into? I'm looking at Pines. Oh, Pines!
You donut, turn 4 by the looks of it as well. No, turn 5, sorry, not turn 4.
I said at the start of this session, you're not going to have any unforced errors here. It's one place you will make some, and he's just going to prove me right there. So yeah, he was on, well, it was first place for this session, and now he's not even going to be in Q3.
Yeah, and it does put Piggle at the top of the standings as it stands as well. But yeah, it looks like we're only going to have 9 people in Q3.
Yeah, that's obviously not everyone's going to beat Pine, so yeah, definitely going to have 9 people in Q3. Anyone around the end of their lap? Yeah, Legends has lost it again. Groovy Tunes looks like he's going to be the next one around, but he's 2 seconds down as well, so maybe There is 35 seconds left. There is time for a little bit, few more to get across the line. Yorkie did go out in the end, and he will just get across the line for a lap.
Yeah, it's good. It's like it's one of them now on. Oh, saying that, who else have we got out behind him? We've got CTX, we've got Silverside Boys out. Legends is done. We've got Juno Vane, who again, on his day, can be up there. He's just actually coming around turn 14 now. I did notice he was 3 temps up on his time through Sector 2. So he comes across the line, actually goes fastest with 15.2. He's actually beat Pines' time.
Gary is out of qualifying. P12 is all he can manage. CTX has spun. He is out. Legend is out. So it's on Borley and Groovy Tunes then to knock out More Leader and Yorkie. And Groovy Tunes going through Sector 2 now. Borley at Sector 1. More Leader's in the pits.
Borley's actually slowed down, so I think that's him done as well. So all eyes on this man here, Groovy Tunes in the Red Bull. He's actually 2 temps up on his time. As it stands, won't be good enough to keep through, but he's got to have a bonking final sector to jump up into the top 10. Well, 9.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough, unfortunately. Or it might be. Oh, not quite.
No, so there we have it then. So even, I mean, again, look who's up into Q3, More Leader.
Yeah, he's got himself in.
Even if Pines didn't have that crash, he still would have been through, just about, as well. So yeah, another shout out for that young man.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, like you say. But just look at the times that go down from that, and for More Leader getting through down to 14th is only just over a tenth. That's how tight those guys have just gone out by. So they'll be kicking themselves. It's just so close.
It is.
Junu Vane, though, with a great time, would have just beaten Pines if Pines was still in it. I think Squid as well. Great lap from him to get through to Q3.
Yeah, 16-7. Obviously flying the flag now for Mercedes in this final session. But yeah, I think a couple of them have got a few temps in them. I think Q3 is going to be absolutely amazing. Seeing what 9 people we've got into Q3, I think it's going to be a good session. A right good shootout.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think Pine's out, actually. He's one of the contenders, definitely, I think would have more of a chance of getting pole. Junu Vane, we've seen what he can do in quali this season. He's a bit of a quali merchant, has to be said. He's always up there. But yeah, down from that, I mean, we just have to look at it. The top 8, 2 temps. So
yeah,
anyone can really have pole here.
Yeah, and then touching back on another one that you said, we've got the gap from More Leader in 9th down to sort of Legends into P14, literally just over a tenth, about 0.1 Summit. I'm no good at maths.
Yeah, just about that. I mean, if you're Borley there, 4 temps behind the best time and you're out. I mean, that's just quite cruel thinking of it like that, but that's that's the competition in this tier. So close.
Yeah, and I wonder if anybody in the chat looking at who's in Q3 has got their sort of predictions for pole. I know, Mr. Lowface, you will be watching, my friend, so if you want whackers out our way, pole for pole. That will be.
Well, I think at the moment, Lowface is going to have to put all 9 in the pole for pole because it's just too close to tell at the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We've got early action in the pit lane. You can probably see from this point of view, we've got Squid who looks like he's coming out very early. Got Nigel Piggle as well. He's actually gone the first out, being a bit further down the pit lane.
Yeah, Piggle, one of the drivers, always likes to sort of get out one of the first, get his time on the board, and he's going to be the first one to get his time on the board in this session. Will saying in the chat, I think it's really done. I'm not sure if it is, but I think it is. Piggle, get pole, you fraud. Well, we'll soon find out if he will or not for the Aston Martin. But I bet you'll be slightly hoping for that locker. No bias intended.
No, mate, I'm not biased. Whoever gets pole, aren't they? Where's Piggle going?
You're a bit worried there, weren't you, eh?
Where was he going then? What are you giving me an heart attack? Who do you think you are? Yeah, I've just had a little flashback as well when you just mentioned Willy Bum. On Wednesday, after my shocking, while we just wait for the first laps to come through, I was coming back through the field and I got on the back of Willy Bum. I think at one point he did actually move over to let me back through, so I need to give him a big shout out for that.
Big shout out there to Willy Bum as Nigel Piggle comes onto his lap. What can he do? We've already seen in the first couple of sessions that a good time here is probably going to be in the first sector about a 27 flat, and Piggle just coming up to that point now. Let's see what he can put in.
27.2, maybe about a tenth. I'd say about a tenth and a half off a good solid first sector there, but still, we'll see what he can do. I think good second sector times were coming in about 54s, 55, somewhere around that, really.
I think so.
Yeah.
Lolface in the chat has put Pines in the pole for pole. I think that's absolutely shocking because you've obviously missed off a driver that could actually get it. So shame on you, Lolface, for not including someone that actually got through to Q3. Dreadful.
And I do like how he's put that as well. He's put Pines in brackets. Oh wait. This Piggle does come across the line. Very good time with a 16.2. So I think if he can find a couple of attempts in that, he's definitely going to be the first one to jump into the 15s.
Yeah, that's a great time from Piggle. I think it's going to take a lot of beating, but I know someone that can do it. Ginny Vane is carrying around the final corner now. Has he got enough in that Red Bull to beat him at the moment? No, he hasn't.
Oh, a good 4 attempts off nearly as well. So yeah, very good pointer from Mr. Piggle. We've got Stiff Master. He's going to be the next one to give us a lap. Just coming around the final corner now. What's he got? 16.4, jumps up into P4. As you look, he's actually invalidated and dived into pit, so first runs, obviously the standout there is Mr. Piggle.
Definitely. 10th and a half ahead of the rest, and second to fifth though, separated by less than a tenth.
Yeah.
414 to Maestro's 497, so that is ever so tight. Looks like a real good fight for the front row. I think Ginny Vane's got more in him. I think we can see obviously a good time from Yorkie. Maybe Eagle's got more in him as well. So Squid up in third as well with a 16.4. Who knows? I think it's going to be very, very interesting last few minutes. In the chat saying, where on earth did that come from, does Piggle? He's a pride himself.
I think he's just being modest there. I think he knows he had that in him. But yeah, one chap who we haven't seen out on track yet in Q3, whether it's because of tyres or what, we haven't seen more leader out on track yet.
Yeah, probably is because of tyres. He's probably only got one set left No real point of going out on a first run if you've got 10% worn tyres. You're not going to be anywhere near close to fighting for anything. So he's probably just going to wait till about 4 minutes left or so. Maybe go out for 2 laps in case he invalidates one. But Cross Kerry's just done a bet in the chat. Piggle 20 quid if you get in the 15s. I hope that you actually give him 20 quid if he does get in the 15s, Cross Kerry. He's probably that confident that's not going to happen.
I don't know whether he's gone out on a U set again. Oh, he's replied saying, deal.
Well, we've got it in the chat then. He's put, I will, mate, Cross Curry. So there you go, Piggle. Get in the 15s and you earn yourself 20 quid. And don't worry, we will make sure that he sends it over. And if he doesn't, we'll kick him out of the league.
I agree. I will screenshot if it happens. It's Junavane goes up into P2. Less than a tenth off Piggle as well, so maybe, just maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean it's on and that's on a set of socks. It's 3 laps old, and we know around here how hot they get. So that's a great time from Junavane, and it definitely looks like he will be challenging Piggle in the final 4 minutes. As midfield maestro, I think, took a spin. Yeah, he has invalidated on his outlap, but I want to get those tyres cooled down.
Yeah, definitely. I think the next one's going to give us a representable time is Mr. Yorkie and the other Aston Martin. Let's see what I can do. Ooh, very close to invalidating that chicane there.
Yeah, I don't know how he hasn't. I don't know how he hasn't done that. And because the fraud's on full traction, he's clearly not spun around by mounting that curb anyway. So he's got very lucky there. 55-1 through second sector. Don't really think that's going to be good enough.
He's also got no ERS left. He's got like 3% coming around the final corner now, and that's up. And he's actually dived into the pits. Mr. Yorkie, pull your finger out. And I've just noticed on the track map, Chappie who is coming out, finally, is small leader. So yeah, sort of what you said around the 3 minute mark, 4 minute mark, coming out for a couple of runs just in case he does invalidate.
Yeah, he will have time, like I say, in case he does invalidate, to have the 2 laps. What he won't want to do, though, is invalidate right near the end of the lap, because then he won't have any battery left to recharge. So if you go invalidate in sector 1, so you've got the time to get the battery back up to a high number. Midfield maestro, 10th down, he's in the pits, he's going to go for another new set.
Yeah, so what we will do then is give him more leader a little bit of screen time. He's going to be the next one, obviously, start his lap and see what he's got. He's got a couple of people now just coming out for their final runs of the session. Crash Career in the chat, Scotsman will kick me out anyway, even if I do send it.
Yeah, that's very true, actually, he will.
He will. Loves a good yeet, Mr. Scotsman does, the Godfather.
Well then, more leader onto the start of his lap, and we should see all the rest come out of the pits very soon. 3 people yet to come out with 2 minutes to go. Midfield Maestro and Piggle. Piggle's leaving it till the last minute then, so Piggle's going to be the last person, it looks like, to be across that line. Is anyone on a lap? I don't think they are. Diffmeister, yeah, is more leader, who has invalidated, unfortunately.
Oh. Yeah, he needs to recharge that battery now. He's going to have 1 lap at it. Is anybody on a lap behind him? We've got Squid, who looks like he's on a lap. Eagle. Eagle's coming around the final turn now. Ah. Oh, mine's such a silly little glitch. Yeah, so just at this final couple of minutes, it just looks like we've got people just warming up for their final, what will be their final runs.
That's it, yeah. Midfield Maestro looks like he's going to be the last one. Oh no, Yorkie will be the last one. I think on his outright, 30, he will get round just in time. Eagle will be the first one across the line. I've seen him the time already. So we shall see after that. As Squid, what a time that is!
I didn't even realise he was on a lap.
Well,
wow.
I think Cross Kerry now has got to be shaking in his boots, because if Squid, no, not being disrespectful, if Squid can do that, Piggle can definitely do it.
Yeah. Where is Mr. Piggle on track? Just coming through the first sector now. Just slightly down on his time. Piggle, feel the pressure, says Mr. Crosscree in the chat. We've got some more leaders going to be the first one, well, second one to take the flag after Eagle. Coming around turn 14 now. What's he got? 16-7 puts in P8.
Hold on, I'm watching Piggle here. It's been a bit naughty. He goes across the line with this time and beats Squid. Then I think it will not stand. Does he get in the 15s? He does.
He does get in the 15s.
He was off the track and he definitely did not lift off. He's got away with that, Piggle. I think he thinks he's got 20 quid there. He says he's lost time. He has the proof. Okay, if you can prove it.
We've got Crosscurry asking for VAR. But yeah, that looks like it's your final Q3 results. Apparently Piggle lost half a tenth.
Well, Piggle, I want that sent into my Xbox now so I can send it over to Crosskerry. And then we'll see if you get your 20 quid.
Gary, stop getting involved. Pay up, you cheap bleep.
Let's just take a minute though. EG 46 Squid, what a time. He deserves all the praise in the world.
Yes,
I don't think I ever saw that coming. What a pole that is. You know, he deserves, you know, all the praise for that. What a time that is. And he's brilliant.
That's a phenomenal time. 2 lap olds as well, those tyres. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Can't get my words out. Phenomenal time by Mr. Squid, who does take pole by less than half a tenth from what Monkey said, debatable lap of Mr. Piggle, who joins him on the front row. Then we've got Juno Vane up there again in P3. Then we've got Stiffmaster, Phenom, Eagle, Midfield Maestro, Yorkie, and starting in P9 is Mr. Moore leader. So yeah, very good qualifying sessions all round. Hopefully they do not disappoint during the race.
No. Well, I still want to heap the praise on Squid. What a time and what a pole. That's probably got to be one of the most, it has to be one of the most shock poles of the season in any tier, I think. Fantastic from him. And Crosskerry needs the proof. Piggle says he will send it to me when it's uploaded after the race.
Yeah,
didn't lift, should be invalidated. Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we've got. I think if it is Willy Bum, we've got He's put only a second quicker than I did on Wednesday. Wow. But yeah, why hopefully nobody readies up early. I'm just going to take my obligatory toilet break between qualifying and the race, mate. So I'll be back with you in 2 moments.
Okay, matey. Right, and while Locker does what he needs to do, not sure if it's number 1 or 2. That's a good rhyme, that is. We will go through the stand-ins for Tier 2. I'm just going to get them up for you now. We know that Pines, as we've already said, leads the championship and would not have wanted to do what he did in qualifying in Q2 because it means he starts in 10th position, but he does lead by 17 points to Snedden and TJ. Well, Snedden on 113 and TJ on 95, 35 behind Pines. They both do not race tonight. Then behind you have Shadows on 93. Poor quality from him. You've also got Silverside Boy on 91. Also couldn't get into Q3. Midfield Maestro then next on 87. And Phenom on 86. And then you have that gap to Ginny Vane back to 57. So it's those sort of top 7 that are kind of fighting it out really in a sort of championship fight. Phenom and Midfield Maestro 43 and 44 points behind. So they're a little bit off, but if they have a good result today, they can definitely get back up there. There's obviously, it's only round 13. We've got 22 rounds of the season to go. As we say that, Nigel Piggle has sent me his clip of the lap. So as Locker is now back, I'm going to hand back to Locker. I'm just going to have a quick look, Locker, if I may, just at this clip, just to see he sent it. We'll see if it's legit or not. So I'm just going to mute a minute.
No problem. It is Willy Bum. What a teammate. Yeah, thankfully nobody did ready up early. Cross Cree said in the chat, Monkey, I don't know if you can still hear me, you probably will. Monkey, DM me this. Oh, Monkey, need to get more leader in. He's just left the session just as the time come on.
Oh no. Right, okay. No. Monkey's on it. I've just looked at it. I've just looked at it.
Yeah.
He lifts, but you would lift anyway, I think. I think you would lift anyway for that corner. So because you definitely can't take that corner flat out. You can't. You have to lift a slight little bit. And for me, that's all he's done and just gone wide. So we'll get the proof over to Mr. Crosskerry while we go around the formation lap. Don't worry, Crosskerry, it's coming into your DMs.
Yeah, speaking of formation lap, while you do that, then we'll have a run down the grid. I'll do the bottom 20. I'll do the bottom 10, and I'll let you take the top 10. So, this Gramsci gets disqualified straight away. So in P20, starting on the mediums, we've got Valente in his Ferrari, who's just had a spin, so well done for that. Then we've got P19 in the Williams, we've got Shadows, again on the medium tyres. P18 in the Alpha Tauri, we've got Tiddlewink, who's opted for the hards, starting from near the back of the grid. Ashy in P17 in the other Ferrari, again on the medium tyres. P16 we've just seen get disqualified is Groundsy in the Alpine on the mediums. P15 we've got CTX on the hards, and then P14 his teammate Legends, opposite strategy, starting on the mediums. We've got Groovy Tunes in P13 in the Red Bull, opted for the hards, as to Silverside Boy in his McLaren in P12, and then in P11 we have Orly X6 in the Alfa Romeo on the medium. So if you want to take us through the top 10, Mr. Monkey.
No worries, Mr. Locker. IFC Pines in 10th for Mercedes, then crashing out in Q2. Not what he wanted to do, but nevertheless, I think we're going to see him come and try and get through the field. Ninth with more leader in the McLaren tonight, filling in for Snedden. He's also on the mediums, and we've got two hard runners of Yorkie in the Aston Martin tonight instead of TJ, and midfield Maestro will be looking for a good finish as well as he tries to get back in this championship fight. Hopefully he won't have any comings together with anyone tonight, as he's saying he's been having, unfortunately, the last few races. Eagle starts in 6th on the mediums for AlphaTauri, and then going through your top 5, the only one in the top 5 on the hards to start with is Phenom for Alfa Romeo. 4th is Stiffmeister on the mediums for Williams. 3rd is Ginny Vane for Red Bull, also on the mediums. And then your front 2 then, we're going to call it, well, potentially a controversial second for Mr. Piggle. I know he's going to hate me winding him up about it, but no more to be said on that now. He starts in 2nd on the mediums for Aston Martin, and unfortunately just been disqualified, but man of qualifying, definitely. EG46 Squid takes a very good pole for Mercedes, but he will be a bit further back in his grid spot now as the 5 lights are about to come on, Locker.
Yeah, just waiting to see if I can get a decent view, and I've got no decent view, so I'm going to go on board with Mr. Squid as the 5 lights are on, and away we go. And Piggle looks like he's got the jump on Squid straight away. Does take the lead into turn 1, does Mr. Piggle, who again, controversial. I don't know what's happening at the back. You can see a couple of position changes here and there, but looks like a solid start from Mr. Piggle and the Aston Martin. We've got yellow flags on.
Yeah, there's been a bit of battling at the back. Tiddlywinks gone to the side of CTX, almost lost it. Bawley's gone round, lost some of his wing. Apart from that,
Phenom! Where's that? Turn 4. Is that going to be a safety car? It's a virtual. It looks like a virtual. Can't see the safety car coming out on the track map. But yeah, turn 4, taking yet another victim.
Phenom would have wanted a great race today. He knows, like we've already said multiple times, no Snedden, no TJ. This was a great opportunity for him to get himself back in the championship fight, and unfortunately he's blew it on lap 1. And the Alfa Romeo driver, Green Machines is left, we'll get him back in. But yeah, Alfa Romeo driver out before the first lap is finished. Piggle though jumps Squid off the line.
Yeah, just bring up the position changes as well. Looking down the order, I was just about to say he's the biggest hitter of Tiddlewink, who jumped up 6 places, but like I just said, did go into the pits unfortunately, so that gives the biggest gainer of Shadows, who's jumped up into P13. But yeah, at the front it just looks like the front 2 rows have just altered positions between themselves. We've got Piggle jumping Squid going into the lead, and then we've got Stiffmaster who's jumped Juno Vane up into P3. It's Tiddlewink. I mean, looking at where he is, I think that's the thing with this game. Looking at where he was, he looked like he'd just come out of the pits, so he's going to have this sort of delta. Which is anything happening in the midfield? Let's go have a look at this midfield.
No, CTX also got a drive through, but there's quite a big battle going on. Well, really, there's a sort of like a little gap to Yorkie and Pines, and then sort of from more leaded back, you've got this train all the way back to Balenti in 15th, which is starting to form. Tiddlewink, Groovy Tunes, Ashy and Bawley all losing out on that first lap. I was thinking of saying it was a good clean start, but not for those 4 at the back. As we need another invite for more lead, do we? Another one.
Apparently Bowley needs an invite back as well. I don't know if you've seen the chat for that.
I'm pretty sure the lobby is on friends only, but
We've got a great battle shaping up here between Mall Leader and Midfield Maestro. They look and go side by side. It's a little bit of wheel banging, but nothing too. Legends getting a bit close to the rear wing of Midfield Maestro there. That could have ended very badly. And then, yeah, like you said, we've got quite a little train forming here from Mall Leader down. Because Piggle has already got a lead of over 2 seconds on Mr. Squid. So a very good first few laps from Piggle in the Aston Martin. Oh! The Silverside boy's actually gone round at the end of Sector 2, unfortunately for him. He's dropped back up to P13. Phenom has also... Oh, he's DNF'd anyway. Yeah,
right, sorry about that.
No problem. But yeah, we've got Piggle out in front. He's already got a 2-second lead on Mr. Squid in P2. He just needs to keep his head down now, not lose it, and I think we're looking for a solid result for the Aston Martin and Mr. Piggle.
Yeah, Mall Leader has been sent another invite, so hopefully he's back in.
Yeah.
He's actually joined though, unfortunately. I don't think it doesn't look like he's rejoined, but send him one more.
I can't tell from his on board either if he has joined or if this is actually AI.
Yeah, well, it's saying that he was last active 8 minutes ago, so I don't know whether he's just turned his Xbox off or something, but yeah, not too sure about that.
But Shadows and Legends having a ding dong for the last point position as it stands. They are still side by side going into turn 13. Still side by side going round the final corner, and Shadows does get out, but Legends is going to go for the cutback.
Yeah, Shadow's making up some ground then from where he started in P19 up to 10th. Just going to quickly look at the position changes. He has got the best, and look at that, he's dived up Mall Leader now. Who I'm not still not sure if he's in the game or not. But yeah, up 10 positions now is Midfield Maestro. Yeah, flag out, and Eagle's gone round.
Oh, Eagle, you donut. Oh dear. Yeah, I think the battle at the minute is from Shadow. There's a little ding dong between Shadows, Mall Leader, and Groundsy / Legends. As Legends looks like he's actually spun at that chicane. He's actually now dropped off this little, what is now a trio.
Yeah, I think he got on the curb at the chicane, and it sent him round. Interestingly, Squid is catching Piggle again. And look at the tyres; they're both on mediums, but Squid is starting to get that gap down a bit. Looking at the telemetry, he's also got more battery than Piggle, so it looks like he's slowly reeling him in at the moment, Locker.
Yeah, and you just remind me that I didn't have the telemetry up at all, so thank you for that. Yeah, the gap is coming down. I'd say about a tenth here and there at the time. Yeah, I think we've got the main battles at the moment is, again, what we've seen through qualifying, all 3 sessions, again in that sort of midfield bracket is where the battles are at.
Yeah, that's it. Looking, like you say, interval-wise, Squid is really catching Piglet. Look at the gap now, down to 7 tenths. I don't know if Piggle is struggling or Squid is just loving the track here. But he's going to have DRS now, and Piggle soon is going to have to defend from the Mercedes man. But we do know it's very difficult to overtake around here. So how will Squid come up against that if he does get close enough to Piggle?
Yeah, and again, what you've just been saying, Squid has actually got at least double of the battery of Mr. Piggle at the moment as well. So I don't know if Piggle's been draining his battery to actually try and get ahead. As we've got yellow flags in sector 3. Looks like Legends has had a little bit of a moment. The final turn. Oh, he just dives into the pits, but we'll jump back on board. As Squid's actually round.
Oh, Squid, no! No, Squid!
Oh, Squid.
Oh, it was going so well for him. And he's gone and spun it at a corner where you can definitely... Oh, he's done again. Oh, he's got to be careful.
Oh, it's Silverside Boy does pick himself up a 3-second time penalty. He's now right on the back of Squid. Surely he's not going to try and get... Oh, I thought he was going to try and get removed on it. That chicane there. Jump on board with Silverside Boy now. Very difficult place to try and overtake. Whether you just want to sit behind him now, just wait for the DRS. But obviously that little misfortune from Squid has actually opened up the gap again from Mr. Piggle at the front. Back up to 2 seconds for him now.
Yeah, I think he was getting really, really close, wasn't he? Squid, and if we would have been within touching distance of Piggle in the next couple of laps, I don't know whether it's the pressure of that or he just turned in a bit too aggressively at turn 3 and hit the curb, but he's round and he's outside of the points now. Silverside Boys soon will have the better tyres as well, with those hard tyres coming into favour soon, as Ginu Vane gets a penalty. So he's on 6 seconds already, Ginu Vane.
Oh.
So not what he's liking to see. Stiffmeister now looks like he's reeling in Piggle a little bit as well.
Yeah, as obviously starting tyres, we've got Mr. Yorkie, who's actually the current leader, I'd say leader, of the hard running tyres up into P5 from the start. So if he can sort of keep that gap to around about the 3-second mark that he's got on Pines at the moment, Pines, then he should be on for a solid race, should Yorkie.
Yeah, the midfield maestro getting attacked now by Shadows. We want to try and keep him behind, because behind Shadows is his teammate in Groundsy. So a bit of an Alpine sandwich for Shadows potentially if midfield maestro holds him up a bit while attacking. But like you say, Yorkie the best at the moment on the hard tyres, and currently only 7 seconds off the lead, so 8 seconds off the lead, and will be on a better set come the second stint. Obviously there is a long way to go yet. There could be safety cars, it could be more crashes, but 9 laps in, Piggle leads and Ginu Vane is round.
Oh no. Yeah, I think in the opening 10 laps have been very impressed so far. Only the one DNF, only the one virtual so far. But
Ginu Vane, sorry to butt in there, but he's getting very, very close there with midfield maestro. Almost sent him round actually. A little bit of contact to the rear tyre, and now he's holding up Shadows. And look at Groundsy now, starting from 16th on the grid, also coming right up the field like Shadows has. They're definitely making the most of this, but Stiffmeister going back to the front though, slowly but steadily getting that gap down to Piggle.
yeah, I've been noticing that it's coming down bit by bit. But yeah, I think Piggle just needs to keep his composure here. He's barely got any battery left and we're only on lap 10. It's a very tricky circuit to, well, the game in general, it's very tricky to get that battery life back. So, as we got yellows at turn 1, I think that is Groundsy. Yeah, it's Groundsy, unfortunately. He was looking very strong on the back of Shadows / Juno Vane.
Oh, there's another one. As he collected, he's collected more leader there. Oh, and more leader needs to get out of the way. Oh, he's gone round again. Groundsy definitely has overshot those tyres, and it's going from bad to worse for the Alpine driver. I have certainly Twitter cursed him today.
Oh dear. I just noticed as well, Stiffmaster up at the front, currently in P2, has just got himself a 3-second time penalty. So at the moment, with the penalty included, Piggle's got a 5-second gap at the front. So a little bit more breathing space for Mr. Piggle there. But as you say, we're only on lap 11. A lot of things could change between now and the end of the race.
Yeah, exactly. Just looking at the race director though, Piggle does have 2 warnings already. So one more and he's going to have himself a 3 seconds as well.
Yeah. I think the main battle at the moment is with the trio of midfield Maestro, Juno Vane and Shadows. All blue on the map, all different blues as well. Yeah, they're all very, very close.
Yeah, as I'm just watching this battle here, a bit further back for P11.
Oh, and Juno Vane's lost it again, bro, going into turn 4. Needs to be very careful. We've got Eagle coming round. Eagle gets himself through. Squid's back through. Silverside Boy through. But yeah, not having the best of times at the moment over these last couple of laps is Mr. Juno Vane.
No, and he will definitely have really messed up those. Oh, we got...
Oh, Pines!
Pines is out!
Oh!
That's pulled a safety car.
Now then. Obviously we've got Piggle and Stiffmaster have already gone through the pits. Gone past the pit lane entry. Shadows just got there as the safety car come out, so he's going to be the first one to dive in, which we will assume is going to be for hard tyres, and yet looking behind him, a couple of more people on those medium tyres have also dived in, Monkey.
Yeah, we've got any hard runners? No, it's too early for them. It's really going to mess up their races now. They're going to need another safety car now to make the race swing back in their favour. But Shadow, like we said, the first one to get in the pits. Piggle did get past the safety car though, so he won't lose any time. So he should come out in the lead still. Well, he will go behind the hard runners of Yorkie and midfield Maestro, but he will have the net lead still, I should say. Midfield Maestro will be loving that though, because he knows now Pines is out, no Snedden, no TJ. In fact, I say midfield Maestro, Silverside Boy, Shadow as well. Shadow is on 93 points, so he'll be loving that as well. And someone that will be hating seeing that is Phenom, because he could have been up there as well, but 2 of the top 7 in the championship out of the race, and as Piggle is now in the pits onto the hard tyres.
Yeah, and so is Stiffmaster at the minute, which has inherited at least the on. Oh! Groovy Tunes, 5-second penalty for a collision with Belente. Well, what's happened there then, I wonder? But yeah.
There.
As Yorkie now inherits at least the on-track lead from midfield Maestro, and like you say, in the net lead he's come out. Mr. Piggle on the hard tyres should easily, comfortably take those hard tyres to the end now as well. Unless there is another safety car after this, and then we see people diving in for maybe a set of softs near the end, which Yorkie and midfield Maestro will be desperate for.
Yeah, as Piggle says in the chat, Tiddlewink just brake checked him. I don't know how, unless it's been before he came into the pits, but Tiddlewink's nowhere near him, so I'm assuming that's before he came in the pits, because he's down in P17 at Tiddlewink. Groovy Tunes back into the pits, I assume that's because he had that collision with Belente somehow. But Yorkie here, it's a bit difficult for Yorkie because he's in first, and I definitely would say if Piggle was in second, he'd let him go straight away. But he's got to fend off midfield Maestro, And behind midfield Maestro, there's actually Legends in between those two, a lapsed car. So you won't want to lose too much time.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on that one. I noticed as Legends is now in between midfield Maestro and Piggle. On fresh softs as well as Legends. So hopefully he'll have the good etiquette to just get straight out the way of these chaps.
Yeah, you think so. Paulie in the chat saying my face is ruined, and then correcting it to race. That's a bit of a bad typo there, Paulie. Not gonna lie. But
my face is ruined.
But yeah, Yorkie here's got a, you know, does he let midfield Maestro go and let Piggle go? I don't think he'll want to do that. He won't want to lose the position to Maestro, so Piggle really should get past Maestro on the fresh tyres, and then Yorkie might just let him go like that. But
yeah,
so
you'd hope. Well, I'd hope so. Obviously, in a non-biased way. I'd hope that's what happens. But yeah, it's tricky as well because we obviously have got the elapsed card of Mr. Legends sort of in there, which we hope, fingers crossed, will get out of the way sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's the only thing with that is he's on a much fresher tyre, a lot faster. So if he lets anyone through, he's just going to catch up to them again. But really, you know, he's going to have to, because he'll just get penalties. That's all he'll get. If he doesn't get out of the way, he'll just get a penalty for not ignoring a blue flag. As the safety car will go round once more.
Yeah, we've got, I assume it's Groovy Tunes at the back, yeah, just jumping onto the back of the pack now. So yeah, this is going to be the last lap for the safety car. Yeah, now obviously we've had a few laps behind the safety car as well. It's going to be interesting to see how long Yorkie and midfield Maestro can take this stint. As well, the likes of Silverside Boy and CTX, who are in P5 and P6 respectively as well, starting on the hards.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to have Shadow Eagle and Squid all over them as well. Squid might be getting a bit back into this race after his spin. So it's looking okay for him now. But like we've already said, Yorkie, Maestro, Silverside Boy and CTX in those top 10 will definitely need another safety car really to have any chance of any good finish today. Even people like Valente down in 11th could potentially get some good points here.
Yeah.
With how it's worked out.
Yeah, definitely. As I've just noticed in the chat, can you show ball? He says he might be lagging, which I did, and then he just said thank you. So you're welcome, Crossbury. Didn't look like it when I went on his point of view rather than the broadcast camera when I went on to Baldy. He looked alright, so God knows.
Looks okay to me as well, as the safety car will be in now, and Yorkie will slow the pack up. Piggle will be all over the back of Legends. He'll be wanting to get past as soon as possible. But yeah, it's going to be Yorkie versus midfield Maestro into turn 1.
Yeah, and when is Yorkie going to decide to go? I think the sensible point for safety car restart here, just coming out of the turn 14. A nice wide running into turn 14, and as I say that, oh, I thought he was going to go there. No, he still hasn't gone. There we
Maestro,
go.
I think Maestro's got the better here. They're fighting, and Maestro pulls out to the inside. Yorkie blocks him. Is he going to go for a dive? Around the outside. They're almost touching. Oh, very tight there, but Yorkie keeps the lead.
Yeah. And Piggle's now right on the back as well. I did notice that yellow flags were in turn 1, but I think that was what we call Legends just getting out the way of everybody into turn 1 and slowing right down. So fair play to him.
Oh, and Silverside Boy's gone round. Oh, Oh, and straight into him does Valente and takes him out.
Oh! And Valente's now got no front wing. And I can call it now, I don't think Silverside Boy is going to be that impressed with that.
It's unfortunate, nothing that Valente's done deliberately there. He's done exactly the same as what Silverside Boy has done, and he's just gone straight into him, and that is him out.
And low face in the chat, there's been a mod though.
Definitely has. But Locker now. Higgle will want to get past Maestro. He can't do it at the moment. Is he going to go for a dive here?
Yes, he's going for it. He's got the move done. Very nice overtake from Piggle. Now the question that we asked ourselves a couple of minutes ago, will Yorkie now let Piggle go? Knowing they're on completely different strategies.
He's got to let him go, surely.
He better do. They better not fight. Junior Vane picks himself another 3-second time penalty up. But the question is, if Yorkie is going to do that, where does he let Piggle through? It's surely got to be on the start-finish straight.
It'll be either on the start-finish straight or it'll be this little tiny straight now at the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3. He might do it here. No, he's not going to. Yeah, I think he's just going to let maybe Piggle get the DRS maybe, actually, and so he doesn't lose too much time.
Yeah. But they are very close going into turn 14.
Surely let him go now. You're going to pull over? I think he's just going to let him overtake normally. He's not making it easy, though.
No, he's not. There we go.
He's doing
Yorkie's going back. This is great. There we go. Pickle, go. Right. Now we've got Yorkie playing rear gunner. And will he do it?
Yeah, well, he'll try it now, stay in the DRS, but I can't see him doing that on 12 lap older tyres. As we see Shadow up in 6th place. There's a net P2 with Stiffmeister's penalty, but CTF, Midfield Maestro and Yorkie now will just allow Piggle to pull away and really go off into the distance, really.
Yeah. And we've got Silverside Boy in the chat. I don't know if you want, but stuff like that needs to keep you up in the chat. Just needs flipping voice house, I think.
I'll be keeping an eye on that.
You have been, or you will be.
No, I will be now. Oh, that was very, very not sportsmanlike there. Stiffmeister got loose out of turn 1. And Shadow's gone to go past his teammate and he's completely blocked him off.
Ooh. A little bit of attention at Williams.
Yeah, well, Stiffmeister's got the penalty as well. He's got the 3-second penalty. So, really, I know he doesn't want to lose that much time letting him through, but probably should let him go, really.
Oh yeah, I agree. As Piggles at the front has now actually broke the DRS of Yorkie. Yorkie still has midfield Maestro within that DRS. The front, so he'll be looking to break that, and then surely, hopefully. The question is now, with them few laps of the safety car monkey, when will the likes of Yorkie, Maestro and CTX actually pit?
Well, they've got a choice to make. They either go with the normal strategy and come in at about lap 22 or something, and then just go for like 12 laps on the mediums, or they try and hold out for a potential other safety car and then try and come in like that. It's difficult to tell. I can see a few of them here trying to long it out for a safety car, and we might then see him coming on the softs at the end.
Not a bad shout. It's all Piggle's going to do now, I think, is just go. He's setting off into the sunset. He's already got a 2.5 lead over his teammate for the evening, Mr. Yorkie. As we've got yellows in sector 2. It's at the Ass of Legends.
Oh, it's a safety car. It's pulled a safety car.
Perfect for the likes of Yorkie and midfield maestro then.
Well, I'm very surprised at that. He hasn't even
No,
crashed out. He's just one front wing. That's it.
Yeah. As Mr. Lowface would say, perfect game. Absolutely zero bugs. But yeah, just touching back, it's come at the perfect time for Yorkie and midfield maestro, who have actually dived into the pits. Same with CTX as well.
Well then, here's a question then. 9-lap-old hards versus new mediums, and Yorkie down in 10th, now 11th. He's got a lot of work to do from back there. I still think the guys near the front have the advantage. However, I think anyone about outside the top 5 probably are going to be under threat from these guys now on the softer tyres.
Yeah, I think, when you were saying that as well, I think Legends is called it today in the pitch, which is unfortunate. We never like to see cars retiring in the pits.
No, as we see Belente also in the pits changing tyres, probably going to get onto another set of mediums, I would have thought.
No, he's
I know he's coming out on some used hards. Okay, fair enough. A bit newer than the guys at the front, but to be fair, Tiddlewink, I think, get off those softs. They're no good around here. They just overheat. But yeah, Piggle's still looking strong. Shadow, though, will want Stiffmeister to let him go because he doesn't have a penalty, and he'll want to try and challenge him. Stiffmeister can challenge Piggle as much as he wants. He's going to drop back 3 seconds as it stands.
Yeah. I think if you're Stiffmeister now, if you Shadows, you're going to want your teammate who's in front of you with a time penalty just to let you go as soon as you possibly can. But then again, Stiffmeister's going to want to stay with track position and get as far away from the likes of Eagle. Not mentioned him quite off as much as we normally do this evening. Eagle's crept himself into P4.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a quiet race, isn't he? He's just sort of kept himself there in contention, and now with these hard runners coming in behind the safety car, he's got himself up into the top 4, could potentially challenge for obviously a podium. There's 13 laps to go, and we've got 16 runners left on track. I think we've got Tiddlewink's coming for a new set of softs. They're not going to go 13 laps, my friend.
No, they are definitely not. I think after my shocker on Wednesday, I think I only did about 6-7 laps at the time on the softs. So yeah, unfortunately Tiddlewink's going to need to box again. But looking at the track position, they're all on the same leading lap here. He is going to be right on the back of the pack when the safety car comes in, so who knows where he can get himself.
He will have to stay out now, though, obviously, because if he comes in again, then he's going to lose loads of time. So he's going to have to suck it up and hope there's another safety car before the end of the race. Should be it now. I would have thought it is coming in.
And now Piggle does become that safety car.
Yeah, we get to see a Piggle restart.
Wondering if Mr. Piggle really take a leaf out of his old friend Mr. Snedden's safety car restarts. Will he leave it as late as possible He is backing the pack up quite nicely. I must say,
Yeah.
still warming up his tyres. But yeah, it's all eyes on Piggle now when he's going. Is he gone? He's already gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's had Stiffmeister, I think, asleep a little bit. Shadow, yeah, only a second he's pulled. He's got Shadow and Groundsy getting overtaken by Junu Vane. Squid is 3 wide going into turn 1 almost.
Yeah, that could have ended badly. But yeah, fantastic safety car restart there from Mr. Piggle. Done exactly what he needed to do, and now he just needs to pull away now again. It seems at the minute every time Piggle's got a sort of comfortable buffer behind, unfortunately something's happened which was brought out a safety car.
Yeah, unfortunately it has for him, but I mean, has to be mentioned though, before that first safety car came out and before Stiffmeister got his penalty, we did say that he was slowly reeling Piggle in here, so on race pace, will Stiffmeister actually start to maybe keep with him or even potentially catch him up, Piggle? We'll have to see how they're doing in the latter stages now. But in the first stint, I think Stiffmeister just about had the upper hand. Very just, though.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The only difference is this time we've got Stiffmeister who's actually in between Piggle and his teammate. Whether we're going to see Stiffmeister just pull out and let his teammate go and chase after Piggle. Who knows?
Something's happened at the back. Sorry, midfield Maestro again with no front wing. He retires. And something's happened there with more leader and CTX, I think, but isn't going to be a happy driver. Another one of these championship contenders that is out of now the race. I'll tell you what, though, Shadow could be P2 potentially if he gets a good result here in the championship after this.
Yeah, very good results, but yeah, being stuck behind his teammate, he is sort of losing time on Piggle, so he's going to want to get past his teammate as soon as we possibly can. Whether we are going to see team orders at Williams, who knows?
I'm not sure. The gap's now 1.5 and he's half a second behind Shadow. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one. Who's the faster driver really on track as Ashley's gone round at the back?
Oh dear. Yeah, here we go then, DRS enabled now. Coming into the final 10-11 laps of the race. Shadows does have a little look, just lets his teammate know he is there, he wants to get past. But yeah, shaping up to be a good final few laps in this race. There's again a person we haven't mentioned more often enough, this man, Eagle in his Alpha Tower. He's only about a second, about 1.3 off the two Williams, and the more they fight, the more they get close, the more Eagle is going to reel them in.
Well, yeah, I mean, it could do, but Stiffmeister now 1.7 behind Piggle. As Yorkie picks up a 3 seconds, he won't want to have those fresh tyres, but surely he's got to let him go here. He's technically 4.7 seconds behind Piggle to Shadow's 2. I'm just so surprised he's not letting him go. I mean, I can see he doesn't want to lose out to his teammate, but I reckon Shadows could potentially go after him and maybe challenge at the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. I agree. Whether we're going to see it here in the DRS. Yeah, it doesn't look like the fighting Shadows is just actually letting him go now. So, yeah, we'll see what Shadows can do now he's actually got past his teammate, whether he can go after Piggle.
Yeah, 2 seconds is the gap. We're going to see that come down or keep going higher. Piggle looks quite in good control here. It has to be said, the medium runner with Yorkie hasn't... Oh, and Piggle!
Oh! Well then. Well then, well then. Well, that makes the last few laps interesting.
Shadow will now know that he just needs to stay within 3 seconds. Yellow flag is out. Ginny Vane is off again.
Oh, it's just not being as nice. But now, yeah, like you say, Shadows just needs to stick within that 3-second window of Piggle. And then, oh, it's another safety car!
Oh, what's going on here?
Nobody's off. Nobody's out.
Who's in the pits? I'll tell you what, Groovy Tunes here. Groovy Tunes could take the lead at this race because Piggle hasn't caught the safety car, so everyone's going to go slow now, and Groovy Tunes is the first to act. He'll get on fresh tyres, should catch them up before the end of the lap. Has Groovy Tunes done an absolute blinder here?
Oh, Piggle is not going to be a happy bunny.
Oh, well, Groovy Tunes, the first to act, but I don't know if those softs are going to last to the end. They're going to overheat. Groovy Tunes, look, as we look now, he's out on track. He just needs to catch up. But it depends if they want to come in. 14 lap old hards. Will people come in?
It's one of them. Do you want trap position or I don't know. It's difficult. I think.
Depends.
Yeah, we're gonna see him. I think personally they're gonna stay out, going for the trap position, and then. But again, it's a very difficult place to overtake here. As Groovy Tunes has come out, yes, on the fresh softs, but he is down in P10. He's got a few cars to get through. But again, safety cars spiced these last few races, these last few laps up.
Yeah, well, if anyone does come in, they are going to, yeah, they will lose out now. Can't see, is anyone going to decide to go with it? I think they're all,
I think
Squid almost did.
Stiffmeister has. Stiffmeister has.
He's going to, now with everyone else not pitting,
yeah, he's going to drop back to P14. No, not P14, P13.
16 lap old hards versus new softs for Groovy Tunes. Yeah, it's definitely going to have about, I'd say, 2 seconds a lap on this slot. But it depends how quickly he can get through and how well he can keep them in a good temperature range. I do definitely think he's going to gain some places, and I do definitely think he's going to probably get himself up maybe into the top 5. So he's going to do better than where he was at the time. But Piggle now will be, like you say, will be hating that because it means that Shadow's got right up to the close to him. He's now got to pull another 3 seconds. And Eagle, once again, we keep forgetting about him.
Yeah.
Now in the podium places, and Groundsy up in 4th.
Yeah, there's we've got in the chat Mr. Lolface on his actual account, hashtag Team Fishface. Fed up early there on Wednesday night. But yeah, I know they're a good group of lads, really. It's all fun and games, but yeah, Mr. Lolly is very happy seeing Eagle in the podiums.
Yeah. I'm surprised to be seeing the safety car come out for such... Oh, as Piggle goes off the track. Oh no, it was a little bit of lag for me, but I'm surprised to see the safety car coming out. So little sort of things happening on track. There's only big front wings coming off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit silly of the game. Somebody crashes in a wall, loses a front wing, bring out the safety car. There's now buttons in the chat, hashtag Team Fishface. But yeah, it's a very good opportunity for Eagle now. If he can get past Shadows, and then Mr. Eagle is going to keep that little party very, very happy this evening.
Yeah, that's it. So by the time they get round again, it's going to be lap 30. Groovy Tunes is going to have 6 racing laps on those softs. He's definitely going to gain some positions, but he's got to be careful about it because we know how difficult it is to overtake around here. Shadow just needs to keep within Pickle's gearbox, doesn't really need to challenge him. And actually, while I mention that, I'm just going to see how many warnings that Shadow's got. And Shadow, a perfect race, no warnings whatsoever.
Oh. What about Eagle in Groundsy?
Look, he's questioning me, look, excuse me in the chat, look, Shadow, look. Oh, I didn't know, Shadow, just having a quick look. But yeah, no, fair play. Perfect race so far.
Piggle in the chat as well. Any crashes from now aren't my fault. That sounds a bit sus, my friend.
Safety car in this lap. And when will Piggle go this time? He caught Stiffmeister off guard.
Ooh. Shadow
Before.
A bit close there. Piggle needs to time this absolutely perfectly as the safety car is now in the pit lane. Shadow, is staying right on the gearbox of Mr. Piggle. But again, Shadows doesn't need to worry about getting past Piggle as long as he's in that window. Here we go, is he going? He's still not going. Now he's gone. But Shadows has stuck with him. Shadows is still there. It's Groundsy, he's actually got past Eagle. And Eagle goes back past into turn 1. What's happening near the back? Not a lot was happening, but Pickle's done. Oh, as we have got now Valente around. Just as I say, not a lot is happening. That might be on me. I do apologise.
Well, Groovy Tunes already up into 7th. He has no penalties. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and I think it was Borley going off. Piggle 7 tenths ahead of Shadows then, and Gorky also trying to get past the likes of Groundsy. Groundsy could obviously still be on the podium here if they all keep within 3 seconds. But Groovy Tunes needs to get on the guy's tail here, especially down the straight, near the straights, because he needs to try and get past on these soft tyres. He's all over the back of Squid right now.
Yeah, so I'll jump back on that. See what we can do here down the start-finish straight. It's a good exit. So we've got Ashy around at the final corner. We've got Juno Bain back in. Brutun's still stuck behind Squid.
Look at the traction he's got there, though.
Oh, it's going to be close. Side by side into turn 3. Turn 2 even. Does get the move done. And the gap now at the front is just up to 8 tenths.
8 tenths then, and we'll be out of DRS range soon, but doesn't matter. You just need to stay within 3 seconds to Shadow to take the victory at the moment. Groovy Tunes now on the back of Yorkie and Groundsy. Could Groovy Tunes potentially try and go for a podium here?
Yeah. I think the only difference is, Piggles actually now, well, he was floating around the 1 second mark, but more importantly, the gap between Shadows and Eagle is currently 1.6, 1.5, 1.6. So we could still see Piggle at least take a podium as it stands.
Yeah, he's currently 3 seconds exactly, 3.0 ahead of Groundsy. So he is taking a podium still at the moment. But yeah, Groundsy's really holding up Yorkie on those mediums, and Groovy Tunes is still sticking to the back of them. Out of the DRS range now is Shadow a second. And will Eagle now get bombarded by the people behind him? Because Eagle will be under attack from grounds in everyone behind.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a good last few laps. Shadows is now back within the DRS. He just needs to keep there at least until the detection point. It's going to be very tight for Peggle to keep this podium as it stands. As I think coming up to the detection point, Shadows is within range.
Yep, he is. CTX round and Genuvain had some coming together on the other part of the track. Shadow then will pull closer, and it does look like he's going to take the win at the moment. 2.6 now is the gap between Eagle and Piggle. 3.2 to Groundsy. He's still picking up a podium as it stands. I just saw Groovy Tunes on that last lap as well, getting very, very loose out of I think it's turn 11 at the end of sector 2, so he's got to be careful now on those soft tyres getting overheating.
Yeah, like you say, as it stands, Shadow does still take the win, but I think the battle at the moment to watch out for is the Groovy Tunes Eagle battle. Not the Groovy Tunes, Groundsy Eagle battle, sorry, for that last, as it stands, podium position.
Oh, it's Stiffmeister! Gone round! Oh, and everyone did well to dodge him there. But he was on the softs, and they've clearly got too hot, and he's gone round as well. But look at this now. Groundsy trying to get past Eagle. And as it stands now, Piggle's still going to have second place.
Yeah, as we got Bawley. Oh, Bawley's retired at the back. What's happened at the back there? The final corner. Oh, his car's in a horrible position. I've just jumped up onto Stiffmeister. Yeah, as we jump back up at the top. Yeah, as it stands at the moment, looking at the gaps, I'll just gate onto the gap fill leader. Peggle does keep P2 as it stands. Yeah, I think barring any miracles here and barring any mistakes from Shadows, he does take the race win here.
Yeah, I think the real battle now at the moment is who's going to get this last podium place out of, well, Yorkie's got a penalty, so Groundsy or Eagle. Is Groundsy going to try and send it now on the last lap into turn 1? He's only 4 tenths behind, and with the DRS, surely will be right on the back of him come turn 1. As Piggle just now escapes DRS range, but like we said, he'll still fall behind Shadow. Are we going to see Groundsy send it now? We can see the flashing light of Eagle as well. He's got not much to do. As a look at Groundsy gaining that pace, really dive. Eagle defends, Groundsy outside goes Groundsy.
He's here.
To keep the traction going. He's still there. Into turn 2 we go. And Eagle's doing so well.
Eagle's
He's gone
gone
a bit wide.
Now is Eagle going to fight back?
Here comes Yorkie. Yorkie's on the outside of Eagle.
Hello, Yorkie.
Oh, Oh, that was, as Stiffy said, I think that was Eagle went in the back of Yorkie there. I don't know if he misjudged the braking or something, but yeah, that's completely ruined his race.
That's just ruined Team Fish Nights. Team Fish Faces Friday night.
Yeah, Groundsy, can he gain 2 tenths in the last sector to take second? I don't think so. Here comes Piggle then, and Shadows.
Yeah, coming around the final corner now, at least on track. The Aston Martin of Mr. Nigel Piggle does take the win on track, but Shadows does take it on penalties, and does Piggle keep it? He does. So now Piggle into P2, and then we've got Groundsy rounding off the podium in P3. We've got Groovy Tunes. Did make his way up into P4 at the end. We've got Squid. Yorkie ends up into P6 for Aston Martin. A nice points all for there. And then I think we've just seen a retirement on the final lap.
Yeah, I think Ashley's retired, gone off on the final lap, and Julie Vane will come home in 12th. But yeah, that last lap between what's Julie doing here? Is it a spin across the line? Is he?
Giving us a little weave.
But yeah, Yorkie and Eagle, I think. Yorkie did nothing wrong. I mean, he was going to lose the position, but he was entitled to overtake, and yeah, a bit of a break too much, or Eagle just didn't read it. But in the end, they've touched and it's gone round. But Shadow then takes the win, 25 points, and gets himself closer. I think he goes, like I said earlier, takes P2 now in the standings.
He does. So yeah, I've just sent Shadows an invite. If you just won't get the top three, and I'll just go for a rundown of the grid. So yeah, taking the win through penalties from a very good, solid P19 on the grid. We've got Shadows in the Williams. We've got Piggle, who's unfortunately, due to that penalty, does drop back from the race win on track into P2. And then rounding off the podium, we do have Groundsy in the Alpine. Groovy Tunes, nice solid last stint from him, getting himself up into P4. Then we've got Squid, Yorkie, More Leader, Valente, Tiddlewink, and Stiffmeister rounding off the points. And then, unfortunately, due to that last lap incident, we've got Eagle missing out on the points. We've got Juno Vane, not his best race, I'm sure he won't mind me saying. Borley and CTX. Then, according to the classification, we've got the DNFs of Midfield Maestro, Legends, Silverside Boy, Pines, and Phenom.
Yeah, and I've just realised, just before I just quickly get the guys into the party, obviously I know you're going to ask me later on who my driver of the day is. I'm not going to say it now, but I'm going to give a very big hint. Just realised that Shadow's gone from 19th to the race win, so...
Yeah, I think I was going to say it as a rundown. I think I sort of covered it when I noticed myself where he started. Yeah, but I've just sent the top three another invite as well. See if to get in. But yeah, overall, as exciting as I thought it would be. We've got Groundsy. Yeah, overall, very good race.
Yeah, I thought so. It was a bit of a shame, but obviously Pines and Phenom. Oh, Shadow, don't have a mic.
Piggle never joins invite, never joins party either. So, who else can we get? Who else can we get? Oh.
We go Eagle. For the P4 man. Oh, Eagle. Yeah, go on, get Eagle in. Let's ask him about that last lap incident. Well, as we wait for potentially Eagle to come in, you want to take Brownsy, or do you want me to do it?
I'll let you do it, my friend, and I'll give any additional questions.
Okay, so yeah, the third place man today then, Groundsy in the Alpine. Just make sure you include your audio, mate, as we always ask all drivers. Thank you, buddy. I have to be honest, I thought during that qualifying you'd been Twitter cursed by myself earlier on, but you've eventually proved us all wrong and beat the curse with a good podium, coming back from 16th on the grid. Do you think if not the crash in Q1, you could have been up there for pole position today?
Yeah, I mean, I was 8 tenths off my lap in Q1 when I just floored it out the final corner because I'm an idiot. So, so angry. What's the Twitter curse?
Oh, basically every race, I put up a like a reminder that the race is going to start in like an hour, and then I always tag a driver in it. And half the time, they always have a really bad race when I tag them. And I tagged you in it today because you won here last season in
Yeah.
Tier 2, so that's why you got it today. But yeah, in the end, you seem to have beat the curse with that P3. But yeah, sort of in the sort of first stage of the race, it was, I mean, from our point of view anyway, it was quite quiet from yourself. You just sort of gradually sort of got yourself up there, sort of slowly but steadily. And obviously the safety car came out, which you must have been pleased about, kind of come around the right time, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I was gaining loads of positions from other people crashing, and then I don't know if you remember, I lost about 30 seconds by spinning and then spinning at the next like 3 corners.
Oh
It was a
yes, I do
hot
remember that
rears.
actually. Yeah, you're right. So you've done even
So
better to get back up to
I was
first.
I was nearly a lap behind Piggle. So the
And
safety car was very
comes,
much a saviour.
yeah, and coming obviously the last one, were you? I mean, um, I thought maybe some people might try the softs. Obviously, I know they overheat quite a lot. Were you always gonna keep those those old hards, but keep the trap position?
If it had been a few laps later, I might have pit. I think that was the wrong decision, looking at how difficult it was to overtake at the end, like Yorkie. And as soon as you're in a DRS
Yeah,
train, you haven't got a chance.
yeah, we did see Groovy Tunes try it, and he did manage with people crashing to get himself up to fourth, but
Yeah,
not quite as
he was
yourself,
slow at the end
obviously.
on the last lap.
Yeah, and finally, I just want to come on to that last lap dive down Eagle, ran the
Mm.
outside of turn one into turn two. Very good from yourself. And you must have been lucky to obviously get past because what happened behind afterwards was a bit scary for anyone behind.
Yeah, I didn't see, but I did not care for fourth at all. I haven't had a podium on this year's game, so I didn't care if I crashed. I just wanted third, get onto the podium, which I did. And then yeah, I looked behind me and had a 2 second gap to Groovy Tunes. So I don't know what happened to those two.
Yeah, they made a bit of contact. But yeah, once again, well done on your P3. Next week we go to Spa. How are you around there?
Mm, not very good. I'll probably spin at P1.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be the only one doing that. But fair enough. Well done to
Hopefully it
yourself, mate.
rains.
Or if it rains, yeah.
Hopefully it rains.
Um, Locker, anything to add on that?
uh, no, not really. Other than obviously, congratulations on your podium, my friend. Nice, solid race.
Is it a rule that you have to do the interview to be classified? So I get first.
No, you don't. You
I can
don't.
ask. I can ask other members of league
I'm sh-
management if you
I'm
want.
sure I've seen that rule somewhere.
What, just for tonight's
Oh,
race was that you saw the rule?
yeah, 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 yeah. Force majeure.
But no, well done on your podium, mate. Solid drive from yourself all throughout.
Thank you.
But yeah, we will turn to our attentions, the normal closing. So probably already know the answer to this, but I'm still going to ask it anyway. Mr. Monkey Boy, who are you picking for your driver of the day?
It's got to be me. Don't say
Uh,
shadows. Don't say
well,
shadows.
if
He
Shadow
was lucky.
started, if Shadow started first, then I probably would have picked
Yeah, but
Ramsey. But
did he have -8 degrees tyres at the start? I didn't think so. I
Pardon?
did.
well, unfortunately, because he started lower than you, and because he won the race, I am gonna give it to
Wow.
Shadows for basically a last to first race.
Nah, it's
So
just like the
sorry to
F1
upset
game.
you, mate.
It's like the F1 game where it just gives it whoever gains the most positions.
Unlucky, my friend. But yeah,
Oh,
well done to all the top
yeah.
three. Well done to Shadows, obviously, for a double whammy of driver of the day and the race win. But yeah, that is it. So that's Hungary out the way for another fantastic week. So join us on Sunday, I think, we are at the finale of our F2 season, I believe, around Bahrain at the normal time of 8 p.m. So join us for that. But other than that, I have been your host, FPR Royal Lockett, and thank you very much again for joining me this evening, Mr. Monkey Boy Kurt on the co-coms.
Always a pleasure, mate. Great races with you again, as always.
Brilliant showing. And for that, we thank you and we say good night.